Hello, wonderful people. Welcome back to this wonderful channel where we bring you nothing but the truth and the pure truth of the media. Now, for those of you that are saying that what MNK is doing, Mazen and Kanu is doing, is illegal, come and hear the current news because some people have been misquoting what Mazen and Kanu is doing. But now I got a pure information from a right source. Now, it has been cleared that what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is doing is legal. And these people has brought up like constitutional backup that shows that what MNK is doing is purely legal and not an illegal matter. If I'm reading out these things to you, you will be able to confirm because some people have doubt. I know some people that hails from the southeastern part of Nigeria, many of them believes in what MNK is doing, but those in the political class who have been, enjoying from the proceeds of what is coming out of Nigeria has decided that what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is doing is illegal. Even the governor of Imo State the other day went on to say that the House should pass a bill that every form of agitation should become an illegal movement. Then how is that? What kind of for somebody to be moving, making sure that your state is better, making sure that you provide work and the rest of the things in your state, and the only thing you are doing is to go and pass a bill that protest and this thing self-determination is illegal. Now, a legal juggernaut, a qualified barrister have proven it, and it's no more a secret that what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is doing is very legal, backed up by Nigerian constitution, backed up by United Nations constitution, backed up by world constitution. So that is to say, if this truth is able to be established, it means that anytime from now, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will be totally free from the DSS detention. But before I will bring you the full detail of this information, please, if this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. That's the only thing you can do for us to show us your love. Also, like this channel, then share our news. Then as you are sharing the news, remember to on your notification button so that whenever we are posting news, you will be the first to get it. All right, let's go down to the news proper so that you will see what is currently happening. Nnamdi Kanu's Biafra agitation, constitutional and not illegal. This is coming from Mike Ozekome, a legal juggernaut. Activist lawyer Chief Mike Ozekome has said the self-determination struggle of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, is constitutional. Ozekome said Kanu's self-determination campaign was backed by Article 20 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, African Charter of Human and People's Rights, as well as Article 3 and 4 of the United Nations Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People of 2007. Speaking during the handshake across the Niger 2 in Enugu State on Friday, the senior advocate of Nigeria stressed that Kanu's agitation was not illegal. He urged President Muhammadu Buhari to order Kanu's immediate release. According to Ozekome, for the information of those harboring the thought that it was an illegality or unconstitutionality, his self-determination agitation is in line with the Article 20 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights 1948, African Charter of Human and People's Rights, Article 3 and 4 of United Nations Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People 2007. Among others, Nigeria is a signatory to all these statutes. Please, sir, on my bended knees, you can order the release of Nnamdi Kanu today. You can do it through the Attorney General of the Federation, who has the power to discontinue this case. So, una dey see am, are you seeing it? So no, are you seeing it? Because it is very clear. Some people are very ignorant. People who don't read, people who are not familiar with information and truth. Some people can just go on and be blabbing, talking blah 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 blah, without looking at this what this person is doing. Is it legal or illegal? But one thing you should know is that anybody that stands to fight for the truth and to fight for freedom must surely face persecution. Like Nnamdi Kanu is not even the first person to be facing this thing. Around 1940 something, Martin Luther King Jr. faced the same thing. Yes, many black Americans who stood up for their rights after the freedom of slavery, because after freedom of slavery in America, they started suffering what is called discrimination and also racist. That was when racism started. But when people like Martin Luther King, got their hands on papers, books, informations, constitutions that show that both blacks and white are meant to coexist in the same environment without prejudice, without any form of demarcation. Martin Luther King started pushing this thing. He started working hard for it to make sure that the truth will surely come to pass. During that time, many people suffered. Some people died. The white people lynched many blacks. Some were murdered, and many people. There were many attempts to arrest Martin Luther King. Sometimes he was taken to jail, and the rest of them. So, yes, though the truth may last long or may take time to manifest, but surely the truth must manifest. Now, after Martin Luther King, another person that suffered this thing again was this guy of South Africa, Nelson Mandela. I think he lasted in prison for 20 years because he was fighting for equal right and justice. Because then South Africa was only ruled by the whites. The whites dominated South Africa, dominated the parliament, dominated the Senate, dominated the presidency, everything, dominated the judiciary. They were managing the top offices in South Africa. Meanwhile, the blacks were just like slaves in their own country. They were like, slaves. They were like visitors. They were like non-citizens. But this Nelson Mandela stood for the truth without, going by the left or by the right. I know that time he must have been offered many huge amount of money to shut his mouth up, but he decided not to do so. Mahatma Gandhi suffered the same thing also. Mahatma Gandhi passed through the same thing also. He suffered for it. These people were men who fought for freedom. So what Nnamdi Kanu is doing, I know that very soon he's going to be free, and no matter what suffering, everybody knows that truth cannot be covered. Yes, the truth is like the moon. Nobody can use their hand and cover the moon. Nobody can use their hand and cover the moon. That's what truth is like. Truth cannot be covered. Truth is like pregnancy. When it starts developing, there is no way you can cover it. It will show by itself. So this is to, shut the mouth of people who have been saying, why we cannot do this? Why we cannot do that? And what Kanu is doing is illegal. This, that is trying to put people in trouble, and the rest of them. It is people who does not know information, people who don't have information, proper information. That is why it's good for you to be reading, good for you to be paying attention to information. Now, Ozekome have proven it. Not only that this thing is legal, it is well accepted not only in Nigeria, it is accepted in the whole world. And Nigeria is a statutory signature to these informations, to this code of conduct that established that self-determination is legal, that established that what MNK is doing is very legal. And that is why they cannot, send him to judgment in that prison. Because if it were to be that what he's doing is not legal, they could have bought him since now. But they cannot do it because they know if they do it, they themselves will be in trouble. The world power will come into it. Other countries will come into it. They will start checkmating it. They will start finding out to know what actually happened. And that is when people will be able to see the real truth. Huh? I say that na ikukukwe afiko oko. I'm telling you the truth. Ikukukwe magine afọ ike ọkụkọ ndị ikuku ekwugo na afụghị ike ọkụkọ, the ike ọkụkọ of Nigeria government. Well, meanwhile, let me wind down the curtain here. And if this is the first time you are joining this channel, go ahead and hit the subscription button, the like button, share button, and also on notification button so that whenever our news drop, you will collect it. God bless you for listening.